When you picture the Catholic Church, you probably think of things like faith, maybe history, beautiful cathedrals. But what if I told you it also runs one of the oldest, most intricate legal systems in the entire world?
Yeah, seriously. It's called canon law. And this isn't some dusty old book sitting on a shelf. It's a legal code that's been growing and changing for almost 2,000 years. It is very much a living, breathing system that governs a massive global community, right now, today.
And when I say massive, I really mean it. This one single legal framework provides the rules for over 1.3 billion people. To put that in perspective, that's a legal jurisdiction bigger than the population of any country on Earth, except for China and India. It's huge.
Now, it's really easy to think of church law as just a long list of don'ts, But that's not really the full picture at all. A better way to think about it is like an operating system, one that structures a person's entire life, from the very beginning to the very end. So to see how it works, let's actually follow a person's journey through this incredible system.
First things first, how do you even become a legal entity in the eyes of the church? Well, it all kicks off with one single foundational act.
So, according to the law, specifically Canon 38, baptism isn't just a religious ceremony, it's actually a legal event. It's the exact moment you are constituted a person within the church, which immediately gives you a whole set of rights and responsibilities under this legal system.
And just like civil law in your own country, canon law marks out these key stages of life. After baptism, the next big legal milestone is age 7. That's when you're legally presumed to have the use of reason. Then, at 18, you hit majority. You're a legal adult, which gives you the full power to exercise your rights. It's this really structured path from infancy all the way to legal independence.
Okay, so once you're officially a legal person, canon law steps in to provide the framework for some of the biggest, most important moments of your life. Let's take marriage, for instance. In most civil law, it's a legal contract between two people, right? But under canon law, it's defined in a totally different way. It's seen as a permanent and exclusive bond, but also as a sacrament, something that spiritually strengthens the couple for their new duties. You can see the focus is fundamentally spiritual, not just contractual.
And this has major legal consequences. A valid marriage in the church legally creates that permanent bond. It establishes total equality between the spouses in their rights and duties, and it gives parents the primary legal responsibility for raising their kids.
But it's not just about these personal milestones. Being a person in the church means you have a role to play in the bigger community, and the law is super clear about what's expected of you.
And this is crucial. These aren't just nice suggestions. They are actual legal duties. Canon 134 legally obliges people to promote social justice, to help the poor with their own money, and to always balance their own individual rights with the common good of everyone.
Of course, no legal system would be complete without a way to deal with disputes. With over 1 billion people, things are bound to go wrong sometimes. So, what happens when the rules get broken?
Well, it's not just some informal chat with a priest. Nope. The church has a very formal, very structured judicial system to handle these exact situations.
It's called a tribunal, and you should just think of it as the church's court system. This is the place where cases are officially heard, where evidence is presented, and where judgments are handed down. All of it following the detailed procedures written right into the code of canon law.
And the whole setup is probably going to feel pretty familiar. You've got a judge, usually the bishop or someone he appoints. You've got a plaintiff, that's the person bringing the case. You have the right to appoint an advocate, who is basically your lawyer, and you've got a notary, who acts as the official court clerk, recording everything. It's a serious, organized legal process.
But here's where things get really fascinating. Canon law isn't just about rigid rules in courtrooms. It actually has a built-in mechanism for something you might not expect to find in a legal code: mercy.
See, the system itself recognizes this fundamental challenge. How can one set of laws, designed for over 1 billion people all over the world, possibly account for every single unique, messy, complicated human situation?
The answer is this incredible concept called epikeia. It's a really profound legal principle that says, basically, a law might not apply to your specific case if you can reasonably judge that the lawmaker, if they knew your exact circumstances, wouldn't have wanted it to. It's this powerful appeal to the spirit of the law over the strict, literal words on the page.
And don't just take my word for it. This isn't some loophole people invented. It's written right into Canon 14. The law itself admits its own limits, saying that a legislator simply cannot take into account every individual human circumstance.
Now hold on, this is not a get-out-of-jail-free card. The conditions for using Epikeia are incredibly strict. It has to involve a sudden risk that needs a quick fix, it has to be a matter of absolute necessity, and you can never, ever use it in cases where you're just not sure. It is a tool for truly exceptional situations, not a loophole.
So when you step back and look at the whole thing, you see that canon law is so much more than a rulebook. It's a complete legal framework, and it's designed not just to create order, but to guide a global community toward a spiritual goal, all while trying to maintain the surprising delicate balance between structure and mercy.
And that kind of leaves us with a much bigger question, doesn't it? Whether we're talking about a church, a giant corporation, or an entire country, this balancing act is a universal challenge. How do any of us create laws that are fair and consistent for everyone, while still leaving room for the unpredictable, messy, unique reality of a single human life?